Hello, hello, everyone. I don't know how many people we've got here. I think I'm seeing one. If you noticed, I figured StreamYard out. Well, partially figured it out anyway. Started figuring it out as opposed to last weekend where I was completely new at it. I didn't have a an account or anything like that. Hello, Stephen. Right in with the discussion. um, So I haven't done a lot of reading. I've been fairly honest about this. I have not done as much reading as most people in the book writing sphere of YouTube. So I won't say I haven't read. Like I try to read 12 books a year. That's my aim, and I have been just rereading a lot of things, honestly, because I read quite a bit when I was younger. I read a lot of like kids YA, classic YA, I want to say, Narnia, things like that. Narnia, what's the term? Madeline L'Engle's series, which I'm reading right now. All that old good classic young person literature because my mom and dad are both big readers, so they read with me a lot growing up. And then honestly, I think probably in my early 20s when I started really working and doing events and stuff, I didn't read for like years. So I was actually talking to CM Lockhart about this, about how we couldn't do booktube because we don't read voraciously. So all that to say, I don't have answers to questions like that because I don't have like big standout things. And what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to rediscover reading because like it's been a few years process. So I when I finally got on Goodreads like 3 or 4 years ago, yeah, probably when I joined NaNoWriMo. So 4 years ago, I got on Goodreads and I was like, I'm gonna set goals and I'm actually gonna read. I'm gonna read a bunch. I'm gonna try to feel comfortable answering stuff about literature and characters and all of these various things. Of all, oh yeah, no, I got I assumed what you were saying. No worries. um yeah, so I think honestly I've felt more comfortable in the like TV movie realm. My whole inspiration is all over the place. But to stop, rambling about this, about 4 years ago, I started trying to get back into reading, and my aim this year is 15 books. But to get back into it, I'm going back to all the old stuff I read. So I'm still in that like rereading Narnia, rereading A Wrinkle in Time, etc., because I want to like bring those things back, and then I'm going to move on, and then I'm going to get into the classics. Um, but favorite protagonist and least favorite antagonist of all time is a really hard question because I usually don't like any heroes and I love all villains. I like trickster villains the most, so like your Lokis of the world. And heroes, I guess I just have to go for a very classic hero style if I am going to appreciate it. Like I love the Frodos of the world. So not the most interesting answer, unfortunately, but hopefully as I explore getting back into reading more, my answers will get more interesting and I'll have more to talk about when it comes to books and not just writing. Because writing, I know. Writing, I completely know. And yeah, I know you have to read to write. And my biggest sort of style inspiration, I guess, has been Virginia Woolf. She's one of the only ones that I got into when I was doing high school reading and just sort of going into college. University. In my first year of university, when I did lit, we did some of that, but we also did a lot of poetry, and I have no memory. That's also the thing. I have no memory. I have the worst memory in the world. Like, Pei has asked me before, like, is there something wrong? Like, no. I was born with the worst memory. I've never been able to test. I can't remember anything. It makes me a terrible reviewer or booktuber, which is why I do AuthorTube. Welcome to anyone else who has joined here today. I think we've got a couple people. I was talking about how I've got my StreamYard set up a little bit nicer. I've got my little reading ghost here. I've got some cobwebs in the corner over here, and I have a potion It's kombucha. I don't know why it's purple. It's lychee, so it really shouldn't be purple, but it is, and I think that that is a good seasonal color. As always, I also have an energy drink. I keep saying I'm going off of these, and I have been, but if you saw what was going on over here in my apartment right now, my stuff is going into storage tomorrow, so it is a mess. And I was gonna dress all spooky and fun, but this is the best I can do right now because our heat isn't on yet and it's quite cold. And that's the environment I'm in today. Also, looking after two cats who happen to just do something really heinous in the other room in the litter box. So I'm sitting here and I'm cold and it's stinky. So that's the vibes here right now. Hopefully we can jump out of that a little bit, or I can anyway. I hope that your vibes are better where you are. One other fun thing I've got here today is I figured out how to put some cute timers up. So I found some that were available for educators actually on YouTube. And if I can look up who made them, I will add them to the description. I didn't have time to do that. I was just downloading them, but I will link the creators in the description down below when the stream is over. For today, I am going to be working on a variety of things. Like I said, stuff is going into storage. We're going to be flying to Calgary Monday night. So there's a lot to get done before leaving. And right after that, so we're doing a reading in Calgary for anyone who is in the area. Hello, Alan. Great to see you. Are you still on your trip? I hope it's going well. We're doing a reading at a shop called Owl's Nest Books on the 19th in Calgary, and that should be really cool. It's going to be myself and Pei and Jolene, so three of the Stygian authors. I have really been hoping to go around and do some reading events with as many of the authors as I can, but we're all over the world, which is a great thing, but also a little more difficult. But right after we do that, I am taking shock and awe a 4-day weekend off, actually off. Like I'm planning everything in advance so that I don't have to do anything work related at all, which is it probably won't happen, but if I can get close to that point, my one of my best friends and I are going to be in Canmore enjoying the mountains and the cold, but there's like a hot tub and stuff, so I'm excited. And I'm going to do some like vloggy things probably because I'm getting into my whole traveling thing. For anyone who's waiting for the sprints to start, I'm just talking for a little bit before we get into it to wait for some people to make their way here. But if we don't have too many people in a couple more minutes, like 10 after, then we're just going to launch into it. Your niece killing you. Oh no. That's I've never been to Washington. I guess it's a very walky city, or were you just doing the whole tourist thing? I hope it was good other than the knee pain. And I'm glad you got back home safely. I'm always terrified of flying, which is gonna be great for me over the next year, right? Anyhow, yeah, right after this 4-day weekend, I'm gonna be going to my hometown of Winnipeg for an entire month. I always don't want to go there, but I love my family and friends there, so I'm giving them like a long, proper visit. So the next time you see me, actually, because next weekend I won't be doing the live sprints on YouTube, but I will be the weekend after. Next time you see me, I will be stationed out of my dad's place in Winnipeg, and he and his wife, my friend, will also probably be coming in and video bombing and stuff. I pretty much guarantee it. They've been on my channel before, by the way, if anyone has watched. Chandra is the one who eviscerated my writing a couple years back for NaNoWriMo in a very entertaining way. So maybe we'll do some collaborations together. I think we're going to be playing a lot of Sims, so I might revive my Sims content a little bit. Not on this channel, but on the Holly Halftone channel. It's fun to do. Oh, right. Yeah, the Poe Museum. I want to go there so badly. On my traveling list, I want to visit Stygian authors, I want to visit the homes of famous authors, and I want to visit haunted locations. Those are three of the things that I majorly have in mind for that. Okay, so we are at 10 minutes. I think I didn't actually say what I was working on today. Oh, yeah, just a variety of things because there's a lot going on. I've got some scheduling stuff. I'm going to be doing some social media posts. I'm going to try to do some editing and writing, but since I'm doing Rebel Rimo and editing for the month of November, there isn't a lot for me to prep. So let me know what you are working on. We're going to get into a 15-minute sprint here. And look at my cute little timer. Isn't this so much better than last time? I'm really excited about it. Probably more excited than I should be. We're going to do 15 minutes. I think it's going to be like last time. We'll do a few 15 minutes, mostly 15-minute, and then we will wrap up the stream with a half hour. And I want to let you know before I start the timer that after this at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, so this stream will end and there will be about half an hour break. If you want to head over to the Stygian channel, we're going to be doing a Stygian stream. And Alan, by the way, if you're free, you're welcome to hop on. I can send you the link because I know that you weren't able to make the last one, which was your part of the book. So if you want to jump on and chat and help write the next part of our joint story, that is what we're doing over there, then just let me know. Garbogust? I have not heard of this. You're going to have to tell me what this is. By the way, one final sorry to anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about with the Stygian stuff, but you should. One final thing, we are going to be submitting the Stygian collection for a pushcart prize, but the way it works is I can send a book in anytime before December, so I'm going to be dealing with that when I'm in Winnipeg, but I'm excited to send it off. With that, let's start our little timer. I'll turn the music back up. And we will do 15 minutes of sprinting. Did that alarm come through for everyone, and was it just as shocking as it was for me? Because that was loud in my headphones. It didn't seem that loud when I tested it out. I've got multiple sounds going here, and I have no idea how the levels are coming out to everyone else, so let me know if anything's awful. I haven't been able to pass out candy in years, and it's funny because I do not like kids. I do not like being around kids, but on Halloween, I like being around kids. And it's always been my favorite thing. And we used to live in these big old houses on very like family oriented streets and hand out tons of candy. I love doing it. But I've been in apartments now for like, I don't know, like over, like 15 years or something. No, not quite that long. But I've been in apartments now for like a decade at least. And nothing of the sort when you're in an apartment. I used to hand out everything. Now I'm vegan, so I don't know what I would hand out. Probably, the best candies, in my opinion, are already vegan. I thought that beforehand, like Skittles, Sour Patch. I will always go for Skittles and Sour Patch. I'm a big, chewy fruit candy person. That's where it's at, in my opinion. That being said, I am going to be at my dad's. He's in an apartment, but it might be a bit different. I think there are a couple kids in his building. So at the very least, I have been thinking about when I go to Winnipeg, I want to make it like a big nostalgia trip. So I have a plan to go and go down my old streets, things like that. So I might be that creepy weirdo who's walking down the street I lived on when I was a kid and just sort of taking in the atmosphere. I hope that kids are still going out and getting tons of candy. It was the best. Hey, Sheraton. How are you doing? Sorry I wasn't able to stop by the stream last night. I hope it went well. I just wound up getting into editing mode, which was really good though. I've caught up on my editing and scheduling up to Monday, and now I just have to wrap up the next podcast episode. And during sprinting to talk about what I was doing, I was working on my to-do list. So I've got my next week's schedule, which is quite a bit more blank than it has been because things are slowing down. And I've got my to-do list immediately for the next couple days. I have to edit and schedule oh my gosh, 2 more Preptober videos, a video for Haunted Montreal, 2 podcast episodes, and then the last 2 of the Stygian interviews. And for anyone who has not been checking out the Stygian interviews, you definitely should. I will get a link to the channel and put it in the comments if I remember to. And yeah, they've been great, and I just wrapped up the last one, which was with Sheraton. So I've now gone through, it'll be a total of 19 interviews with the authors of the Stygian collection, and I think they have been really, really great. And if you want some inspiration, some education, you should go and listen to what everyone has to say. I'm glad that the stream went well. Always good to hear. So we've only done 1 sprint for anyone who has just shown up. We are starting off with 15 minutes. I've made everything look cute because I figured out how to do it as compared to last week. I'm very excited about that. I'm enjoying StreamYard a lot. It's funny because the first time I tried it, for some reason, I couldn't figure it out at all. Not last week, but like a year ago when I was just looking at different options. And for some reason, I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand. But this time around, it's pretty easy. So definitely a pro StreamYard person over here. Sheraton, are you going to be writing with us? Oh, the other, it took me a second. The other authors? Well, I'm not doing an interview. Pei's not doing an interview. Jeremy's not ready for interviews yet. One of our authors passed away. And not since the book came out, it was a posthumous publishing. And the 5th one has gone missing. I think he's dealing with a loss. I'm not sure exactly, but he went MIA before the book came out. So that is what happened to the other 5. Pei and I thought about doing interviews, like interviewing each other or something, but honestly, the book tour element going on other people's channels, those are sort of our interviews, and we just feel like we've kind of said enough about ourselves and about the project. And honestly, like when I interview people, there's enough said about me. So if I went back and we answered the questions that we have, it would just seem a little bit redundant, I think. I am thinking, because I'm obsessed with even numbers though, I'm thinking of doing a final like number 20 interview to wrap it up, and it would be with our artists and hopefully our editor, but she's not into doing interviews too much. She wants to get to do it, but right now it's not like her thing. So I might try to get Chandra in as well as Lori and see if they do a little art and design talk, because that would be cool. And the art and design is such a huge part of the project. So if I do that, that'll wrap it up into a neat 20 number series. Hello, Eloise. Thank you for joining us. It is always difficult to get tech in order. I've been putting off doing that because I'm going to be, usually I have a desktop computer that I do a whole bunch of stuff from, but I'm going to be without it like for the majority of the next year. So I have to get used to using this laptop for everything and moving things over, and it's a whole thing. I don't like technology, but it's so useful at the same time. Hello, Lumina. Thanks for joining. Okay, we've got some more people in here. People are starting to trickle in, so I'm going to add our cute little timer to the stage. For anyone who was here for the last sprint, oh yeah, I'm glad you like that. It would be cool to talk to them because it's been very author focused, but like I said, the art is such a big part of the project, so I would like to give them a spotlight. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you were here for the last sprint, please let me know if that timer at the end of the alarm at the end of the timer, if you heard that and if it was heinously loud, because I will see if I can adjust it or stop it like right before the end or something. Because I wanted a timer, but for me it was very, very loud and long. Brainstorming phase is always so much fun. I'm so anxious to get into new projects, but I can't until Centera's done. And once I get to that again, it's like, yes, coming up with all the ideas. Script prepping is also good. To not give anything away, in our interview, Sheraton and I were talking a bit about the channel that they're going to be launching, and I'm really excited for everything that is going to come with that. Alrighty. I'm going to start this timer. Like I said, let me know if there are any volume issues, and we're going to do another 15 minutes. So let us get into it. Okay. So did anyone hear that this time? Somehow, I guess I just saw it the last minute and I was able to turn it down a bit, but so it didn't shock me as much. I was just very lucky with my timing. Oh, I'm trying to play another. Oh, there we go. At least it notifies us. Last week we didn't have a timer that was actually notifying, so. Or it notifies me. I don't know if it's notifying anyone else. You did hear it. Okay. Okay. It's not just me then. It is creepy. I like it. Okay. I'm glad it wasn't too loud. Because, yeah, I'm trying to monitor the levels of my voice, the music, and then that, and I have no idea where they're at. So I will take your word for it. And Mila Note, I feel like I've heard about that, but I've not tried it. You keep giving me these great things to look up, Sheraton. Maybe it'll be the year that I try some programs right as my organizational video is going to come out and be like, I don't use any programs for anything. I always try them and then I just wind up going back to pen and paper. I don't know. And it's funny because I know that it's one of those things where if I did it, I would really love to have all of my stuff organized that way. I would love to look back on it and be able to access it. But when it comes to actually just doing the thing that way, my brain's like, no, we're using a notebook. How did everyone do on this round? I've been doing social media scheduling. I only have 2 weeks left of doing social media for Haunted Montreal. It's kind of sad. I didn't want to drop it, but I have so many things I'm doing. It's wild, and that one I was like, I have to pass the torch for this one. So, which doesn't mean my channel's done. I'm still doing the Haunted Montreal YouTube channel, and they're like little video shorts. So I'm still doing that. But when it comes to creating the assets for socials and putting them up there, that kind of thing, then I will no longer be doing it. Yeah, I honestly think it's really good to combine analog and digital stuff when planning. I do like that. Like, I will always do that, but there's so many amazing programs, like apps and stuff online now that it feels kind of a shame to not try them. So when I do hear about them, I like to give it a shot. Prepping the notebook. Excellent. Oh, that's going to be so cute. This sounds like a really great brainstorming book. That's another thing that I fail at doing, is making my notebooks actually nice. And that's one of the reasons why I buy so many of them. Because I'll start out, I'm like, no, this isn't perfect. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, Holly. It's a notebook. Deal with it. For anyone, by the way, who missed out my drink introduction at the beginning, this is kombucha. And I thought it was very good for a seasonal stream because it's purple and it's spooky. But it's actually lychee, so I don't know why a lychee kombucha is purple. I actually made lychee kombucha as my last kombucha. I had to give away my SCOBY child because of traveling, and it was very different from this. It was like kind of cloudy pink, and it was awesome. But this is good too. I think it just has more sugar in it. Now that I have been spoiled by kombucha that I make myself, I have trouble drinking the store-bought ones. When I travel, I'm gonna have to find like a source for something that's not the bottled store-bought ones, like some cafe that has kombucha on tap or something like that. I don't know. That's the thing though with Preptober streams, is we're never gonna get much in the way of a word count on the sprints because we're all planning, right? Or doing a million and one different things. And yeah, like the world building and outlining phase, I hope that it's going well for you. We're coming up on November. We've just got a couple weeks left, and then it's NaNoWriMo time. Very excited. I'm so sad though, because in our local chapter, I'm in ML, but we have 3 MLs and 1 sort of like ML in training now, and so we all do kind of different things. in terms of organizing. And I'm sort of turning into the online ML because I'm going to be away. And the sad thing though is, I started with this group in 2020 during pandemic era, and everything was online. And then it took a little bit for us to get up and running again. Like, we lost a venue where we would do write-ins, and I never got to go there. It was a big old house. Oh, I would have loved that so much. So this year, our main ML, she had this, there's a theme for NaNoWriMo. It's sort of like a roaring 20s thing, I believe. And so it's like, we're going to do a 20s thing with like fantasy and merge the two together. And that's going to be our halfway write-in event. I'm like, I would love to go to this, and now I can't. This is the 1 year I'm going to be away. Oh well, I'll have to be there in spirit, and maybe I'll do a stream, like a writing stream dressed up with what I have, but I'm going to be limited. Discovery fantasy. Oh, fantasy bugs. That's funny. I've never thought about fantasy bugs in my entire life. I like this. I really want to hear more about this. For our next sprint, we're going to do another 15-minute. We're coming up on 2, so I think we'll probably do 2 more 15, and then we'll do our final 30-minute. We went a bit over last time, so I'm really hoping not to go over by much, because we do have the Stygian stream half an hour after, and I need a minute to take a break and stretch and do some tidying, tend to the cats, that sort of stuff. We are going to get into this pretty quickly. Steampunk scarabs. Yeah. I feel like that's something Bonsart would like. Sorry, I didn't mean to start that timer. Oh my gosh. This is just like a whole new world for me. I love the things that come up when sprinting and talking to people and learning what everyone's working on. It's like I said, I just never, my imagination never would have gone to bugs. I think that sounds so cool. Okay, I'm going to turn the music up a little bit and start our timer. So let's get into our next 15 minutes. really fast. I got in the zone. I'm creating schedule posts and scheduling them. New moon in Libra. And okay, I saw the eclipse stuff. And I was like, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look this up. And wow, okay. Powerful night. What, Sheraton, since you know more about this than me, what would you recommend people do if they're wanting to, set intentions and things like that tonight? What would the best purpose for this moon be? Oh, hey, Golnath, good to see you. It's been a little while. 500 words, so nice. What are you working on, Alan? Yeah, I think scheduling is kind of done, best done in a trance, honestly. Yeah, that's the worst. I hope that, getting stuck, I hope that November can help reinvigorate a little bit. It's usually helpful. Sometimes it's frustrating, but it usually winds up being helpful at least a bit. Pancakes? Oh my god. Why are you always making me hungry, Margaret? I am doing well. I'm insanely busy, but it's all with very good reason and purpose, and I'm looking forward to the months ahead. All right, you had said that. Sorry. So 2 stories, because I was thinking, is it stories or is it poetry? Sounds like everyone is coming along very well with the stuff they're working on and some fantasy vegetables. I want to hear about the fantasy vegetables. Are you going to be putting any of this stuff out as sort of like a compendium or a wiki or anything like that with your story? That's another thing I've always been really interested in, those wiki setups. One of our Stygian authors, Bonsart, has a whole wiki for his steampunk world, and it's so cool to just look through that and see the stories and all the little elements and the care that's been put into it. And thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the collection. It's been so nice every time we hear anything positive about it, because we all love it so much. It's I hope that everyone else does as well. I was actually, I should let everyone know, for anyone who doesn't have, and I would grab it, but everything's packed. For anyone who doesn't have a physical copy of the Stygian collection yet, we're running contests through the month, so you can win one. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. I mean, unless Amazon has an issue with it, but we're just shipping out directly from Amazon, so you don't have to have that concern of if you're in North America with the way shipping is on our website. So if you want a physical copy of the book, you can go to Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We're running variations on the same contest on all 3 of them. There is only one winner each week, though. So we're doing the second one, then there's going to be 2 more. So we're giving away a total of 4 books this month. And the way it works is the first week you have to follow people who are in the first part of the book. The second week, people who are in the second. Third, people who are in the final part of the book. And the 4th one, it'll be just a general Stygian account follow. And there's going to be, I think we might throw something else in along with the book, depending. But it's very easy. You could even be a little bit strategic, because there are less authors on some of the channels. Some people aren't as much on Facebook, or because we have a list of people for their accounts. I shouldn't say this, but I mean, it's obvious if you look at the accounts. You can go, oh, well, I'm just going to enter on here and it's not as much work to do. But I highly recommend that you follow every single author in the collection, because they are all very creative and inspiring, and you will want to see the work that they're doing. I guarantee it. Okay, good time to set intentions. Everyone pay attention. So, new moon in Libra, and we also have an eclipse. So it's a good time to set intentions that prioritize yourself and reflect on where... Oh, we've got a 2-part here. I'll finish that in a moment. Love your story title, Alan. Maybe it's the fantasy bugs. The book itself is a compendium. Okay, a scientist. I love this. This is really cool. I can already picture like all the little elements that you could do like with artwork and everything throughout a book like that. Very, very interesting. Oh, and right, I knew that that was coming out. I would really like to see that as well. I have so many things I want to catch up on in terms of inspiration, media, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in the coming months. These past, I think, starting end of end of July, like there was a point where I realized it was fall, and I hadn't even realized it was fall. Like I hadn't realized we were in September. So since the beginning of August, really, it's been just a complete whirlwind of nuts. Um, Okay, continuation on that. So we are, tonight, everyone, we're reflecting on where in our lives there may be an imbalance, specifically with relationships. So if there's areas you are giving more than you receive, I think that's always a good thing to reflect on. Yeah, maybe we should do a Stygian watch party, Alan. Could do it on Discord or something. Okay, we're at 2:19, so we're coming close. We're going to get that one more 15-minute in, and then we're going to do a half hour. So I'm going to get into that right now and hopefully be able to finish the advanced scheduling I'm able to do, because that'll be really useful to have that out of the way. Alrighty. Sprint time again. All right, that is our final 15-minute sprint. And sorry for the little BRB screens. I don't know if everyone noticed, but we had some human activity behind me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I just dropped some links and let people know about some usernames. If you don't know, Stygian Society is my small press, and we are running we're running a contest. Well, we're running 4 contests through the month, and one each week. And each week you can win a physical copy of the book. I would hold it up here, but everything's in boxes. So, but yeah, you can look into all that. There's a bunch of stuff on my channel about it. If you want a free book that is full of amazing dark fiction, philosophical explorations, a bit of horror, steampunk, futuristic stuff, it's all sort of based on the concept of Stygian, which is hellish dark. Definitely check that out. So I'm looking at our time. We're gonna go over if I do another half hour. I might have to do another 15-minute and not do the half hour today, save it for the last Preptober sprint of the month. Like I said, for anyone who missed it at the beginning, I'm not going to be doing this next weekend, but I will be the final weekend of October. Next weekend, I'm taking a much-needed holiday for a few days, and then I will be back, but from Winnipeg, so I'll be at my dad's place sprinting for the final one, and then we'll try to get some longer ones in, stuff like that, and that'll also be our final Stygian Saturday with the final section of the book. And we're going to finish up the story that we're writing. If you're curious about watching a bunch of authors flail around and try to write a story together, well, you can see that in just over almost an hour. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So, and Margaret is already on her way there. But what else was I going to say? I was trying to remember all the stuff that I have to get at, and then whenever these are done, I'm like, oh no. My brain is starting to die already because I'm thinking about too many things. That's the thing. Oh yeah, so how did everyone do on that one? I think we lost some people, but that is natural in the course of a 2-hour stream. So I hope that whoever is still here has had a productive sprint. For me, I finished doing the scheduling that I currently can do for socials. This is my last month with Haunted Montreal, so I'm just trying to tie that up with a neat bow. And my main thing is I really don't want to have to do anything next weekend, so that's what I'm trying to prepare for right now. And I have to multitask because I'm going to a friend thing this evening, which I would not have been doing just because of how much I have to do, but I also really need to see this group of friends because we're not all going to be together again, ever, or for a very long time at least, which is kind of sad. Okay, I am going to get into our final sprint. I would do a 20-minute, but I have these specific length timers that I downloaded, so we're going to do 15, and I think that should work out really nicely because we're at 2:40 now, so we'll do 15 minutes and then we'll have a couple minutes to wrap it up. I can shill the Stygian stream again, and then hopefully I will see all of you over there after our final sprint. But yeah, looks like you are getting things done. Excellent, Sheraton. I have to start thinking about my NaNoWriMo scripts because I have a vague theme for each one, but I'm going to try to get some vlogging in too. It's still very much a work in progress. It always is. Okay, reset our timer here. Another 15 minutes is incoming. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I did when I'm done. So for already, I'm going to turn our music back up a little bit. I hope that you all get a lot done in our final sprint of the afternoon. time is up. That was our final sprint. There's 3 of you left. Thank you for sticking around. I've just been setting some more things up. I decided that for anyone who is still here from Stygian, Alan, I'm going to send an updated link actually, because I sent you a link. I have 2 StreamYard accounts. I have one for Stygian and then one for here. And this is the one that I just got pro on. So I'm going to send everyone an updated link in like 10 minutes that is a Stygian stream, but here, because I think I can do 2 brands on one account. So I'm going to do that. I sent out an email. I'm glad that was a good one, though. I think that I got a good amount of like busy work done that I really needed to do. So it was pretty good for me today. And sorry to anyone who was looking forward to having a half-hour sprint. We will do that next time when I am back on the 28th. And for anyone who is still looking for something creative and inspiring to do, I would recommend taking a half-hour breather and then heading over to the Stygian YouTube channel. I've listed it in the comments. We are going to do Stygian Saturdays, so there will be readings. The authors who are a part of the second segment of the book, which is oh my god. I was just listing all these off yesterday with no problem at all. Devil's Bargain. So everyone who's a part of that, well, everyone who can make it who's a part of that segment, and then we are going to have Alan stopping in, who was a part of the first one, but he couldn't make it. So they're going to be doing readings as much or as little as they like from their submission to the collection. So if you haven't read it yet, you can get a little bit of a teaser. And then we are going to be answering questions, talking, and writing a story together. We wrote the beginning of it last week. I started it off kind of serious, and it got ridiculous immediately. I will see where it goes this time. We're going to be writing the middle of the story, and then for the final stream on the 28th, the writers who are in there will be writing the end. And I think we'll probably do like a bit of an edit, because we realized with the first round that it was very rough. So we're going to polish it up a little bit, and then at the end of the month you will have a group written Stygian story, which might not be so dark as the collection itself. So for Stygian writers, I will be emailing you right away with the updated link so that we can have a watermark-free stream today. And for everyone else, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you had good sprint sessions. Please come back on the 28th, and I will see you again so we can wrap up Preptober. It's always fun having a group of people to work with. And hopefully at that point, I will actually be doing some writing and not just scheduling my life and obsessing over social media stuff that I have to get out there. We are at a good time to end things. We're just almost at 3, so I'm going to wrap it like a minute early and go get ready for our next stream so I can send that link off, set up, pretty screens and all those things. For anyone who follows the Haunted Montreal channel, please do check it out. We just put out new videos this morning, so there are a couple new stories there, and even if you're not from Montreal, they are always interesting. It doesn't matter where you're from. And I will have a new writing video out, another Preptober video tomorrow at 10:15 in the morning. And there will be ones following in the next couple weeks too, so you can learn a bunch of writing stuff, etc., etc., etc. I always have a lot going on. Check out my new podcast, The Writing Craft with Jenna Streety. It's linked on my YouTube channel on the little other project section. And hopefully I will see you all at the Stygian stream in half an hour. And of course, I hope that whether you are there or not, you all have an afternoon and an evening that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye.